been a while since we worked on the Power Wheels Jeep, and we're gonna get back on it here and hopefully get it finished like pretty soon. All I got to do is I got to do the pedals, and I got to do the brakes, and she's pretty much ready to ride. A couple little things with the pedals. Let me show you what I got here. So if the guys have been here since the beginning, this was off of that little red go-kart that I had that I painted lime green, and it sucked horribly. Well, these pedals were straight. I cut them, and I'm gonna hang them like this from here. So I have both of them. The other one's over there, but I just built that little bracket around there. And I think I'll be able to put a gas tank maybe right here. So let's see what we can do. All right, so I come up with this idea for the pedals, and it sets in there good. Once the floor's in there, I'll show you. I'll put the floor in. Floor's in. There's a little bit of room there, but let me take it back out, and I'll show you what I don't like. So I have it setting in there. Whenever he pushes it, it goes forward, and I brought one of his shoes out because he's not here to try it for me. So I just took a shoe and put it on there. And if he just pushes the pedal down, his toe just slides right off of it. So this isn't a good idea. I thought it was, but it's a fail. So I come up with a new idea. I'm gonna go ahead and get it mocked up and started, and then I'll bring you in here and I'll show you. All right, so here's what I come up with. I just welded a bar across this. It's on a little bit of an angle. That way I can, and it's got a gap, so I can still take my floor out and in. And then his shoe I brought out, just so he'll have good play, travel, I mean. Now, route this over here and make a bracket to hook to this. So that's what I'm gonna work on next. So I might do some stuff off camera here, testing, and I'll be back. All right, so I come up with this little bracket here. It's kind of rough, and it's hard to work with that little stuff. I don't really have nothing to cut out that stuff and make it nice. Like I tried to cut a little wedge to put in there just to add some, a little bit of strength on it because it's just sticking out there. Kind of looks like crap. It should hold. There ain't that much on it. So now, what I'm going to do is come on the back side of this, bring something up, and connect it to this. That way, when he pushes the pedal, it'll pull that down. Alright, so this is what I come up with. And man, let me tell you, this little stuff is hard to weld for me. I'm not real good at welding yet, I'm still learning. But, so I got this rod that comes up, connects to this tube, which the tube has the little ball in there for the cable. And this is a pegboard peg, and then I just welded a washer on the end of it and drilled a hole in the pedal. So now we have, and that's full, you can hear it in here. We have full throttle. And I got his shoe here so I can get a rough idea. No problems, not hitting, got enough spring, comes back on its own. I'll probably still, put a little spring on it, but just to be safe. But I'm happy with that. Now I gotta get the brakes. All right, so this is what I come up with for a chain tensioner and to route it underneath the floor. And see, they're pretty close together, but they're not going to hit, and they're both in a straight line. they're not tight. That's why that's crooked. But I still got to weld it on. And but before I do that, I'm going to go through and I'm going to weld all this frame together. Everything that needs welded, all this stuff. And tank, or get a gas tank for this, and I got this one off of an old 3 horsepower side shaft motor, and I thought it would fit good under here like this, and put the cap through the hood, but I don't have a fitting for that, and it's pretty crusty inside. But I got this one, which is crusty on the outside, but it's like brand new on the inside. I was just going to put it across here like this, leave the cap through the hood, and make a little heat shield down here between it and the exhaust, which I doubt it'll get hot enough to go do anything to this. This thing's solid steel, thick. It's off an old, some kind of old tamper, gravel tamper for using in a ditch. So I'm going to see if I can make a couple mounts for this and adjust them to get it to where I can close it and have the cap through the hood. Alright, so I made some mounts out of some old metal I had here. It's a little moldy, it was off that old tractor. Pretty much it's going to set down in here like this. And it's going to set on this rail here and this rail here. I'm going to weld it to that. The only issue I'm having right now is this thing is so low. I'm afraid if he starts hitting bumps that this is going to smack off of this torque converter and break that off. So I'm just going to do away with that little filter and petcock air and go to the hardware, pick up a little 90 or something to go in here. I don't have anything. I looked in all my other gas tanks and stuff, and I don't have nothing that'll fit that. So I want to tell you guys thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing and following along. We're growing pretty good. I'd like to see the subscribers climb up, and I haven't been posting a whole bunch lately, so I can understand that. But getting back in the groove here, so thanks at all. See you next time.